Good morning, everyone. Guess what? Part 3 coming up. We're going to be putting OSB on the walls. We're going to plywood the floor. I don't know if we'll get to starting the framing of the gable end walls or not. But we were hearing geese just a while ago. I think it's that time of year where they're warming up their wings to get ready to head south. So let's take the long trip to the job site. So Kyle's the cameraman in back. Chad's the wingman. I'm the drivee. No, driver. Trying to go careful. We loaded up plywood and OSB this morning to get it out of the shop. So we gained another 32 square feet of floor space this morning. Pretty exciting. Just to address a couple comments on the last video, the concrete slab has a thickened perimeter all the way around. The concrete walls, they put a keyway in where they usually just hollow out an area, and they have rebar coming up into the concrete to help secure it to the floor. So there were a lot of questions about, no, not about Kyle, about the garage as far as the location of the man door. There's a window on this side, and the house is over there. A lot of people have suggested it would have been more convenient to come in to this side just for a shorter distance rather than over there. But the thing is, the homeowner is going to park in here with his truck, and if you can picture driving in, vroom vroom, get out of your truck, you have all this room for your door to come over here, and he's going to have a workshop here. So it made a lot of sense for Flo to put the door over here. Worked out really well. And then we'll be coming over here to stairs, to a platform, and then up the rest of the way upstairs with stairs. Whew! We had a good weekend. It was the weekend. It wasn't any other day or two. So we are going to go at it. I forgot sawhorses, so I got to run all the way back to the shop. Somebody just asked a great question about drainage. You can see it right here. That goes all the way around and with a good layer of big crushed rock to keep that foundation dry. And up above, they also slope the ground away from the foundation so nothing runs towards it. So obviously those guys are being quite noisy over there. So you can see we left the joist out here, an I-joist. This is where the stairwell is going. So for me, it's easier to leave this one out until we've sheathed the entire floor. Then, because we don't know to the inch, without extensive measuring, exactly where the stair is going to end coming up on the floor. So we'll do that after the fact. It's just as easy. We'll let this span this little distance. It's fine till we get the roof in. The big goal is to get the place dried in, to weather protect it. So here we go. I will typically on a 24-foot building use the plywood to square the wall, straighten it. It's almost perfect right now, so it won't be hard to work it, but if you can feel it all the way down through there, you know it's square. And we make that wall, we made all the I-joists the same length. So the walls, if this one's straight, that one will be straight. So yeah. So that looks really good. It's funny, it's a little disconcerting sometime after the floor is done and you're walking over here. This is a little bouncy. Everybody gets used to it, but I don't want to cut it out until we get the gable walls, get the roof on so that we're done up here. then cut it out. Then we're not likely to step out into an abyss. An abyss. That's a word. We're maintaining a 36-inch wide opening for the stairwell. These are lining up great. Why does that always surprise me? Wow. Closing it in, man. Closing it in. Whenever there's a cut, I like to get factory to factory as we go across. Let the cut side be out at the start, in case it's off. Wow. Boy, that's just coming out perfect. I gotta stop saying that. So we are short 1 1/2 sheets of plywood. I know how to fix. Huh?
We need to go buy it or pick it up down at the shop.
It's all gone at the shop.
We gotta go buy it. It's almost 9 now, so.
So we have to go on a field trip. We're out of plywood. We finally used up all that we had. So we go get more. They're closing in the walls. I think we'll all go for a little vacation trip ride to the lumberyard, and we'll be back. if numbers bore you, you may want to fast forward through this. It's a little bit dry. The rafters, I'm getting ready to make a template for the rafters and for the shop, the garage next door. It's going to be a 12-12 pitch. What it means is if you took a square, for every 12 feet this way, it rises 12 feet. So it's 12-12. That's how they determine that. It's also a 45-degree angle, which helps a little bit. So I've already cut, I've taken two pieces, two 2x10s. That's what the rating would be for this size garage, being 24 feet wide. We do, a lot of you have seen how we build them. We don't use a ridgepole. Rarely. We did on a house that we built this year, but typically we don't. We'll put a gusset, we'll put the two rafters together and put a gusset over the joint. Then we'll come down to where there's the ceiling, basically, and we'll run a collar tie across, so that forms a triangle that is super strong. Then further on, without getting too involved, there'll be a knee wall down at the bottom that comes up, forming a triangle on both bottoms. So you've got 3 triangles, actually 4 triangles, the entire rafter, the collar tie creating a triangle, and down at the bottom a knee wall, rafter, and floor creating a knee triangle. All these words. Anyway, so for math purposes, if we know the width of the building, which is 24 feet, one rafter is going to cover half of that, so that's 12 feet. So we know that if we use, not sure if I pronounce it right, Pythagorean theorem, or a squared plus b squared equals c squared, we can determine from this point all the way down what that length should be. So we know, so I've already done the math. I went 12 times 12 for the rise, 12 times 12 for the width, and so it came out to 17 feet, almost exactly. It's close enough where you couldn't pick it within an 1/8 inch or something like that. So we measured down, let's go down there. Measured down 17 feet. Zoom, 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 zoom. Right to there. You can see that line. Okay, let's back up. So I haven't tried it. I'm hoping it works. It should. It usually does. All right, let's lay it out. Let's go. So the bottom will represent what the width of the floor will be. Let's put one over here. I already cut the angle on that end, which will be the other peak. Let's get a little closer. It's kind of hard with it being so big to show every detail. Okay, so we'll pull these together. You can see the angles open here. I could throw a cat through that. So we'll straighten that up a little bit more. Or pull it out. We'll get it till that gap tightens right up. It's a little too much. Right about there. Oh, sorry, I've got to back you up. I want to be able to see both sides of the bottoms. Okay. So again, we've marked 17 feet that way, 17 feet this way. I'm going to put a nailer right on this line. So we're 17, we want to be, it's actually 24 feet 1 inch because the OSB comes up on the side. So it made the building 24 feet 1 inch. That is right there, perfect. Let's go and take a look at that, just so you can see. You can see that joint is right on. We'll draw it closer with a gusset and get it nice and tight. But that worked out just with using math. So now the next step is creating the bird's mouth and the overhang at the bottom. Okay, I'll get down here so you can see me a little bit. So this represents the edge of the building. This is the bottom of the rafter. I'm going to make a pretty deep bird's mouth or crow's foot, whatever you might want to call it. I'm going to go 7 inches. Okay, let me just darken this line a little bit. Seven inches. It's nice because we're dealing with 45-degree angles. So let's come over to this one. Okay, so we're going to cut this part out. This part will come down over the wall. This part will sit on the floor. Then at the same time, we're going to create the rafter tail, the part that hangs over. Typically, we go with a 12-inch overhang. So 12 inches minus the sub fascia. This, we usually use a 2x4 sub fascia. So I'm just going to measure over, because we're not going a full foot, we're subtracting that fascia, sub fascia. So we're going 10.5 inches. Once this is cut out, it'll be a lot more clear. Okay. So that represents the end of the rafter tail. Again, we're putting on a sub fascia, so I usually just set it here for a reference. You can see that point meets there. So I'm just going to draw a line here. The significance is the plywood's going to come down. There'll be a little gap here, but it's going to come down to here and just tie that all in. So this mark, again, because we're working with 45-degree angles, it's really easy. This represents the bottom of the sub fascia. So we'll draw that line. So this will all be removed. This will be removed. This will be the rafter tail. Let's cut that out. You'll notice I went by a little bit with my cuts. It's such a small amount of area here that it won't break off. There's still lots of meat. It's not meat, but it's wood. But otherwise you have to turn it over, get a Sawzall. That's probably a difference between a framer and a finished carpenter. I enjoy finished carpentry a little bit. I enjoy framing even more. And because it shows up a lot more. You work all day nailing on a baseboard and it looks like you didn't do anything, but you put these rafters up, it's like, whoa, what did you do? So this will sit on the floor. This will come down over the wall and we'll be able to nail into this. It'll be like super strong just in that without any bracing or anything else put on. So we'll make another one and we'll have our templates made. We should be good to go to cut all of them. We'll need 26 of these for that building. Okay, to close out this video, we're going to just do a sample. We'll assemble those together, tip it up without the collar ties or any other supports, just to see, make sure my math was correct. So we'll go look at it. I think it'll be right on. Are you tight on your side?
Yep.
Cool. Can you just steady it a minute? I'll go back and look at it. That angle's perfect. Nice. Wow. That was it. Hey, hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe, watch it, hit the like button, tap the bell. Watch it again. Check out Ken's Scenic Journeys again. There's another one coming out. Oh, what's coming out? I think it might be big connections in a little town with an island on the pond.